Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Adjust Your Crown. So, we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about identity, and I'm going to give you guys just my backstory and how God has given me this series to start, and it hit home. It just, there's stuff about your past and things that you think about, but then sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And it's not until there's a moment where you're sitting or wherever you may be and it comes back to you and it's like, oh snap, that's why, whatever had to happen, or this is what God was showing me in this situation, or whatever it is. It's been like a oh snap kind of moment. And so when God gave me this series to start, it was more of the idea of building confidence and making sure you know who you are and how to adjust your crown, when there's situations that you're facing and you don't know what to do or how to go about it, but you need to be reminded that you are royalty. You are a daughter or a son of the king. So we do things differently. So I was thinking about all of that and getting excited. I was like, yeah. And then it was like, but Candace, have you always thought that you were this way? And no, I have not. And just thinking back on what my name even means. I remember when I was younger, the first time that I discovered that Candace was in the Bible, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel so special and honored. And the fact that it means queen, queen mother, just royalty, that's what they called the queens. And it just made me think that my name literally means queen, but I have not always thought that. I have not always spoken as a queen should. I have not always carried myself. I have not always had the confidence as a queen. That did not even cross my mind, honestly. And even with that, God is just so loving and so like, I'm just going to show you. But how many of us have those times where like, even when he does show us, we're like, what? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. Yes. Well, let me just raise my hand. That's me. So in high school, I literally have been a cheerleader like my whole life. And when I got to high school, it's, if you know anything, I mean, you know how high school is. And you know how cheerleaders are generally categorized and different things like that. And one, I will tell you that was not my story. That's not me. I knew everybody. Everybody knew me. I was silly, goofy. I'm still that same way. So I didn't have all the horror stories or anything. So fast forward to my senior year. So tried out my freshman year. It made the cheer squad. So I was cheerleading, did cheer all 4 years. So I was junior varsity captain. And then when I went to varsity, I was varsity captain. And my senior year, I was prom queen and homecoming queen. And honestly, I don't know what kind of school you went to. Like my school was predominantly white. And the fact that here comes this black girl winning both titles, and I'm like the type of person that titles don't mean anything to me. So when people are like, oh my gosh, you're nominated for homecoming queen, what are you gonna do if you win? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna just be me. Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. So when I won, of course I cried because it's like, wait, you just called my name? Like, wait, what? Yeah. And then fast forward to prom season, nominated for that, won that. I'm like, what? Like this? Wow. Excuse the sirens in the background. It's even then in those moments, I was not thinking like, oh, I'm actually living up to my name, or I was far from that. Full of insecurities, full of, ow, I'm just ready to go to college and start something over. Just, I don't know, but definitely my mind was not set on my true identity, which is being a daughter of the king. And so here recently, it's just like when I decided to change my mind, not recently changing my mind, but having the mindset of shifting to that queen mindset, adjusting my crown, it just made me think of how many times we sleep on ourselves. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we were created to be. We don't know what sphere, and we don't know anything. And it's not because things are not being revealed. It's because we have blinders on our eyes, or we have something that is screaming so much louder than God's voice. And so I want to ask you to think about, what is it? What is something that is screaming louder than God's voice? What is screaming and blocking you from understanding your true identity? And along this series, I don't know how long it's going to be, so I'm just going to put that out there. It could be this video and another, I don't know. I'll just post as God gives me things. But along these few days, I really want you to sit in that. Like, what are you believing? Are you living in your truth? Are you living in your true identity? Do you have the confidence? Do you not have the confidence? And then start there. And then when you decide where you are along that spectrum, then we'll be able to dive deeper into it. But it starts with even knowing, like starting somewhere to know, where do I need to start? Where am I even on this journey? And like I always say, that this becoming journey never stops. So you might be right here one day of saying, okay, so I can accept the idea that I am lovable. Accepting is totally different than actually being and living in it. So you might be at the acceptance stage, which is perfectly fine. And then so from that, knowing that, it's like, okay, so how do we get to the next, from it being knowing in our heart, so we can actually live that out and that be our truth. So I definitely want to invite each of you to stay on this journey and journey along with me, because even though I have my, namesake is what they say, I don't always feel that way. I don't always live up to a queen. I don't always act and speak like I do not. I do not, okay? So I'm not even going to sit here before you and say that I have it all together, because that's the beauty of this. We're on this becoming journey together. And I just want to encourage you. I am praying for you. You got this. I got this. Because if we didn't have it, then we do have it. So there ain't no ifs, okay? So we got this. So thank you so much for watching this video of Adjust Your Crown. So I hope you do have a crown, right? Remember I said I want you to get a crown so you can, I'm here for it. So get one, okay? All right, bye.